Zionism, my brothers and sisters, is a system of beliefs that was invented in the late 1800s by a man who is from Austria, who is of Jewish heritage and bloodline, named Theodor Herz, who came up with the idea that we have a promised land by God from ancient times, and we have a right to go back into Jerusalem and Palestine and to establish an Israeli state by force or by any means. At that time, the Jews were dispersed. None of them were even thinking of that. And in fact, till today, there is a group of Jews who still adhere to an orthodox types of belief. They're called the Orthodox Jews. These are facts. And these Orthodox Jews believe very strongly. Some of them are anti-Zionists, some of them are just non-Zionists, and some of them are pro-Zionists. But the Orthodox Jews say we are not allowed to enter that land or take it over from any people. And we are oppressing them by doing that. You've seen them out in protest, haven't you? They've got big beards, dreadlock, the locks on the side and all that stuff. But yes, that's all good and nice. But they're not doing it because they believe that this is oppression in itself. They believe it's oppression because the Torah in their belief say that right now you're not allowed to enter it. But you will enter it. And the land is still promised to you, but the way that it will come to you is in a different means. They say we are waiting for the miraculous Messiah. When He, the miraculous Messiah, comes, He will lead us into it and we will rebuild the temple and return back to that state. The Israelis, or the Zionists, they believe otherwise. They say we need to go in and take it by force, and we need to establish the Israeli state, and when the Messiah comes, He comes, or whatever happens, happens. And there is another group of Jews who say that, let's say that we were able to enter Jerusalem and enter Palestine, take it and it becomes Israel and everybody leaves, then how do we re-establish or reconstruct the Temple Mount? That's what they're after. Some of them said we'll build the wall. Some of them said no, we'll wait for the Messiah to come and build it for us. And there's another group who say no, we will build the Temple of Solomon, and they are going to offer deities and they're going to go to idolatry as it was earlier before in history. Wallahi, this is in their beliefs. Brothers and sisters, there's corruption upon corruption. Anyway, this is some of their beliefs. And so the Zionist movement was formed, and we all know the story of Britain and World War II and the fall of the Ottoman Empire, and how Britain made the mandate called the British Mandate and the other mandates, and then came the Balfour Declaration by the Balfour Declaration 1948, which declared the Palestine or the Jerusalem Israel state, or Palestine or gave the Jews an Israel state. And they tried to do so many deals and I don't know what. I'm not going to go into all of that because everybody's got a counter argument. So what I'm going to say is this: the land of the Palestinians was taken from them through violence and force and through unfairness. And when the British told the Zionists or the Jews to go back in there, they did not ask the Palestinians what they want. They only asked the Jews what they want. So the people of the land had no say in what they do. And this was written by General Balfour in his little statement to one of his colleagues. We still have it till today, you can look it up, where he said, don't even ask the inhabitants of Palestine what they want. Just go in and do what you want. Brothers and sisters, based on this, the current Israelis, they say, well, based on this, it gave us permission. That means we're allowed to go into the land. They don't care about whether it was fair, whether it was just, whether it was unjust, whether it was really by what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had sent them with in the beginning, whether this was really the way Abraham, peace be upon him, and Isaac, peace be upon him, and Yaqub alayhi salam, and Dawood alayhi salam ordered and told us to live by God's rules. They don't even care about that. They just say this is our bloodline. And you know what? Now, even in the National Geographic and any scientific website you watch, you read about the archaeological findings of the inhabitants of so-called Israel and also Palestine, you will find that the DNA of both the Palestinians and the Jews and other inhabitants there, they trace them all the way back to the Canaanites. Even the Lebanese people, because it was a little bit bigger. Myself, for example, our DNA is traced all the way back to the Phoenicians, for example. So if you want to go by bloodline, every one of them has a right to that place if you want to go by bloodline. But subhanallah, these beliefs, they come in and they want to force it upon everyone else.